The statement we're sharing with you was one that was made during a press briefing. The US State Department spokesperson during a news briefing said that Pakistan had taken important steps to counter terrorist groups, but advocated that much more needed to be done. In their statement, they've specifically mentioned both the Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammed groups. They've also said various other front organizations. I'm going to read out exactly what they had to say. They say, we do recognize that Pakistan has taken some important steps in line with the completion of its Financial Action Task Force action plans, but more needs to be done. We play it out for you and then we'll connect with a colleague for more context.
I would say, first of all, that we remain committed to working with Pakistan to address the shared threat posed by terrorist groups throughout the region. The Pakistani people have suffered tremendously from terrorist attacks over the years. We do recognize that Pakistan has taken some important steps to counter terrorist groups in line with the completion of its Financial Action Task Force action plans. This includes the arrest and conviction of Sajid Mir. Moreover, we commend both Pakistan and India for continuing to uphold the ceasefire along the line of control. At the same time, however, we have also been consistent on the importance of Pakistan continuing to take steps to permanently disband all terrorist groups, including Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, and their various front organizations. And we will raise the issue regularly with Pakistani officials and will continue to work together to counter mutual terrorist threats, as we discussed during our March 2023 CT dialogue.
Siddhant, this statement comes after we saw the United States and India put out a strictly worded joint statement that also referred to terror just a few days ago after the Prime Minister's visit. How would you look at this statement? What should our audiences take away from it?
Well, look, this particular statement shows the conviction of America when it comes to terrorism, perhaps the cross-border terrorism to India from Pakistan, because yesterday we have received a release from the Foreign Office of Pakistan where they had shared a development that Pakistan Foreign Office had summoned the Deputy High Commissioner, the Deputy Chief of the Mission of United States, and that particular diplomat was conveyed about the concerns and disappointment over the mentioning of Pakistan, and in fact the reference which was made in the joint, the way reference has been made, calling out Pakistan for cross-border terrorism in India. So yesterday only Pakistan had raised a strong objection by calling the deputy chief of the mission to the foreign ministry, and he was told about the concerns and the disappointment. Today, again, this statement is coming from United States, where United States condemn, the Pakistan's action on terror group like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. So it talks about how American foreign policy for Pakistan has taken a U-turn, and perhaps how India's influence over America with regard to terrorism or terror financing, is playing a crucial role. That despite the objection being raised by Pakistan a few hours before, the spokesperson of the State Department has again reiterated the same line by condemning Pakistan for not taking sufficient action on the groups like Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba. These two groups are involved in cross-border terrorism in India. Back to you.
Siddhant, you're pointing to changing foreign policy possibly from the United States towards Pakistan. What does this have, if anything, to do with the current status of the political scenario and the economic scenario in Pakistan, where there is, as we've covered for our audiences, a political turmoil and economic turmoil to some degree in the country?
Well, for years, America had sent billions of dollars to Pakistan to fight with terrorism, and perhaps when war on terror was going on in Afghanistan, Pakistan was a beneficiary in terms of money that was flowing in from America and perhaps the NATO forces. Now, Pakistan has completely broken down. The economy is cash-strapped. They don't have money to run the country. They are perhaps, going to China, Saudi Arabia, Iran, selling their ports and strategic assets to perhaps get some money to run the country. Now, in these times, America has completely given up on Pakistan. There is very limited exchange that is happening between America and Pakistan. Also, America has realized that India is a more reliable, credible, credible development partner than Pakistan. And in fact, you see, even in United Nations Security Council, each time around, whenever India moves a proposal to put sanction on any of these terrorists, maybe Sajid Mir or many others, it's a joint proposal that is being moved by India and US.
Okay.
And Pakistan manages to get it blocked through China. So, when it comes to terrorism, India and America are on the same place. And when it comes to terrorism, China and Pakistan are perhaps on the same page. But with the right kind of approach, with the right kind of intention, India has managed to perhaps create this discussion around terrorism from Pakistani soil. And in fact, India has also managed to convince US and other countries with regard to Pakistan's role in cross-border terrorism to India. And last year, UNSC members were also invited to India. They were taken to pay homage to the victims of 26/11, those who have lost their lives. So India, since Prime Minister Modi coming to power in 2014, India has been talking about terrorism, and perhaps in any multilateral event, India is a participant or a bilateral event in any of these events.
Siddhant, we do need to move on. We do have more breaking news coming in, but thank you for providing us with that context.